How long did you spend choosing and organizing for this collection?
Years and years, and it kept changing shape and size, and it would be in a different title. I had a different idea about it, and I think that's, until it's actually published, it's still pretty fluid. Although I always tell the story, I had a professor when I was an undergrad whose book came out from Random House, so like a really big publishing company, and when he was doing his book signings for the students at school, he asked you to leave the book with him. He would write your name on a piece of paper so you'd know it was your book, and when you'd get it back, he had made corrections, or he was still revising the poems.
Okay.
He still hadn't let them go. Let it go. Let it go. It's okay. There will be more. And so all of the copies that are signed, it's got his signature, and it says, "Corrections in purple ink by so-and-so."
Oh.
I'm not doing that anymore. I want to a little bit, but I'm not. There's too many other things to do. So it's, and this second book, I mean, it keeps morphing into different things, and but I sort of know. I think I'm going to sort of break it into, like, there's a poem called "Diet of Strange Men" in the book, but I think I'm going to break it down into a section called "Diet," a section called "Strange," and a section called "Men."
Oh wow!
And
okay.
sort of work it that way. So you wouldn't know it by looking at me, but I had that sort of an eating disorder in my youth, and an anorexic eating disorder, and so there's a lot of material about that. So.
Wow.
Okay, well, I have one more question.
Sure.
Well, I noticed that you've been in journalism for over 20 years.
No, that's newer. That's about 10 or 12 years.
10
yeah.
years. And you're a music critic. How is that? What's similar differences between that and writing poetry?
More than I ever thought. Only because for many years after I graduated from college, I was working really sort of dumb jobs. Like I work in offices and banks and stuff, and I have this degree. No, but I'm saying I have a BFA in creative writing, and I was working in a bank, but for a writer. And my father would always say to me, may he rest in peace, he'd always say to me, "Why aren't you working in your field?" And I would say, "Is there a field somewhere where I should be picking the poems from plants?" There's no field, really, honestly. I left. There's no field there. So, and I was always like, I'm an artist, not a journalist. Journalists are hacks. Right? That was the attitude. So, for like 10 years, I was, and then my partner at the time, my current partner, who was my partner back then too, said, "You're a really good writer. You're doing all these writings. It's really great. You can really like write for a living too. You can do that, and you need to like let some of that stuff go and try." So he's like, "Here," because he was editing a magazine in Chicago. He's like, "Here, go write a movie review." And I went to see. I think it was Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I think that. Well, no, actually, the first one was The Wedding Banquet. That was the first movie I've ever reviewed, and I was like, "Wow." So you mean okay? So let's see. I get to go see movies for free. I get to write about them, so I get to see my name in print, and I actually get a check. Oh my God, you're kidding! Because really and truly, when you're publishing stuff in literary journals, you get what they call a contributor's copy. And let me tell you, you can't eat a contributor's copy. I tried. And I got a lot of paper cuts on my tongue. So it's really, and even like when stuff with I've had stuff in anthologies and in textbooks, and some of those pay, but some of them don't. So, you kind of got hooked into the idea of like, okay, so I still get to see my name in print, and I get money, and I get free shit. Okay, sign me up. So I started doing movie reviews and book reviews, and I started in music reviews, and then a lot of artist interviews. And so now I'm writing for more than a dozen publications across the country. Sometimes more. There have been more in the past, but it usually averages out to be about a dozen. And it's a great thing. And I can do my job while I'm on the road. doing this book tour for 3 weeks, and I interviewed the Papini sisters last week.
Oh, wow.
For one of the publications I write for. So, as long as you've got a laptop, you've got internet access, you can do all this. You got your recording equipment. I can still do my job and still do this book tour. So, did that answer the question at all?
No.
No.
Just kidding.
That was like shock to you. I did not answer your question. That's fine. But let me ask you this. This is your first book of poems?
Yes.
I'm coming from a person who's brand new to gay poetry, as anybody, I've ever met. The poems, the way I have been going through them, are generally more towards goodness in life. The ones that I have read. And they...
Who were you reading? Let you know what poets you were...
No, I just pick up randomly. Just out of the blue.
Okay.
Probably on a blog site or, just on the run.
Sure.
But your poetry has a little different use, of words. Slightly
Yes.
on the, different side of the life.
Yes.
Is there a specific reason for that?
Well, it's probably my warped personality. Probably has a lot to do with that. Yeah, it's write what you know. So I'm writing my experiences, but I'm hoping that I'm communicating them in a way that they're, maybe somebody else had a boyfriend who they thought was from another planet, and sort of had that same experience. It's like, wow, where did you come from, And the thing with my mother says the effort. I've had people after reading come up to me and say, "You're not the only one. Yeah, I had the same experience. It freaked me out." And so the idea, I think that's my goal is to have there's got to be something universal with it, and I hope, because I'm not that interesting, really. Otherwise, if you're not getting anything out of this, finding a shared experience, then maybe I'm interesting to somebody. I don't know.
Any other questions? Any other comments?
Thank you again, and thanks to Outwrite for having me.
Thank you very much, and give another hand for Gregg Shapiro.
Thanks.
I'm pretty good artist. Okay, let you know that copies of his book, Protection, are available at our front end, as well as our last end cap. He will be signing books after I get off the stage. And we also ask you to we have email listings over up front with Carlos, or in the coffee bar with Brian, wherever he is. And just sign up, and it's just once a week. It'll tell you about everything that's going on in the community. As we have such writers and coming up as Rich Merritt and Christopher Rice. So please, definitely. So please sign up and just find out about all things going on at Outwrite. And just thank you very much. And he'll be ready to sign books. Go and get them. Let's get it while it's hot. Thank you very much. And I guess Carlos, DJ, put on the music, please. Number 4. Papini sisters.
All right.
Sisters.